and you say Pharmacy. Brooke Denning, Cassidy Pro coming to the plate. They are only two not to have batted yet in today's ball game. They will face off against Emma Willison and then back to the top of the order for Caitlin Brown. Indians a run on 3 errors by Buhler, a sacrifice fly by Mackenzie Fagan. Indians have yet to record a hit. Brooke Denning coming to the plate for the first time. The Indians center fielder batting .245 this year. The Willison pitch is high, 1-0. Indians down 7-1. In the regional championship a couple of years ago against McPherson, they were down 6-0 after 1 inning, came back and took the regional title to go to state. Faced Kansas City Piper in the opening round, losing that game in Salina that was delayed due to weather. Now a well-placed, hard-hit line drive left field for Brooke Denning, and it's the Indians' first hit as she sends it to left center. For Brooke, it is hit number 14 on the season.
Number 20, Cassidy Pro.
Brings up Cassidy Pro, the Indians' second baseman. 9 for 57 this year, a 158 average. Of her 9 hits, 4 are for extra bases, 2 doubles, make that 3 doubles, and a triple. Pitch on the way with the runner at first, called strike to Pro, 0-1. Buhler took advantage of 2 Indian errors in the first and second inning for a 7-0 lead. Indians got 1 back in the bottom of the second. Pitch on the way, that one into right field, and that's a base hit for Cassidy Pro. Runners at first and second, nobody out to the top of the order for Caitlin Brown. Indian crowd starting to try to get into it a little bit here at Wheatland Park. Buhler's home field. You can see high school and middle school from here. First and second for left-handed hitting Caitlin Brown. Caitlin with 29 hits on the year. She's hitting .500 with runners in scoring position. Indians down 7-1, trying to get some back here in the bottom of the third, trying to remain patient at the plate. Nobody out in the bottom of the third. Indians poised to put some runs across as Brown takes a pitch, 1-0. She flew out to left field to start the game in the bottom of the first.
You were dropping money and he picked it up for you, so thank you.
Willison with some extra time in the circle, rubs the ball in her mitts. Brings the 1-0 home. Pitch is inside. 2-0. Brown, the starting pitcher, now left fielder for the Indians. Coach Aaron Wagner in the pregame thought you'd see both pitchers, but in a much different scenario. Indians down 7-1, and Willison rubbing the ball in the glove once again to Brown. Brown to left field, gets a fair ball down. That's going to roll past the fence, and it's going to go out of play. A ground rule double. It'll score a run, and the Hayes High Indians have runners at second and third with nobody out. Down 7-2 as Caitlin Brown doubles in Brooke Denning.
Now batting for Hayes.
The temporary fence here does not extend all the way to the baseball sides, and so it rolled past that fence, and that technically out of play. Same as if it would have bounced over the fence in center field, for example. So a ground rule double, and it's 7-2. Hayes High down 5 in the bottom of the third. Runners at second and third, and nobody out. Can the Indians take advantage after falling down 7-0? Conference in the circle. Brought to you by Midwest Construction. Inside or out of your home or business, they are ready to take on your next project. Call 639-3697, Midwest Construction of Hayes. 3 consecutive hits to open up the bottom of the third inning for the Indians. Single, single, then ground rule double. Bringing up Macy Altman this year with runners in scoring position, batting .367. We mentioned Brown at .500, improving on that. She stands at second now, time called, and the pitcher, Emma Willison, takes a long time to deliver a pitch. Macy Altman had enough of it, and she called for time, and it was granted. Pitch on the way to Altman, and that bounces in, and it's going to get past the catcher. Now the Indian runner at second. Brown got way down the line. The ball actually bounced off the concrete back towards the catcher, Hilger. And the Indians runner at third, Brooke Denning, did not think she had the time to get there. 1-0. That pitch almost hits Altman as well. Hits from the right side towards the front of the batter's box. In at eye level, 2-0. Boy, and that one, now a throw to third, not in time, but that one eye level and right across the batting helmet. 2-0. Altman swings the bat close to the dirt. Willison will rub the ball down in her glove. The 2-0 delivery from Emma Willison. Pitch on the way. That's it into right center field. That's going to score 2 runs and roll all the way to the fence. Altman is going to move to second base. It's a stand-up 2 RBI double for Macy Altman. The Indians tack on 2 more runs, get within 3, 7-4. Nobody out. Bottom of the third inning. For Altman, it is double number 5 on the season, RBI number 14 and 15.
For Lady Indians, number 4, Madeline Waddell.
Brown scored, Crow scored, Altman at second, and Waddell to the plate. Retired in the first after reaching on an error. Pitch on the way, called strike to Waddell, 0-1. Nobody outs in the bottom of the third. Single, single, double, double for the Indians. Each of the first 4 have reached after entering this inning, down 7-1. Waddell from the right side waits the pitch. High and outside, 1-1. Hayes High facing a 0-20 Buhler team who was very much game for today's action. It's always the danger and a little bit of the nerves of being that team facing a winless squad. Hayes, the 1 seed in the regional tournament. Foul tip off the bat of Waddell. 1-2. She was just over top of the pitch that came in just at knee level. Indians have scored 3 with nobody out in the third. Down 7-4. They were down as many as 7-0 after the top half of the second inning. Emma Wilson with a pitch. Waddell watches it bounce in front of the plate. Nice block by the catcher Hilger, and it's 2-2. First 4 Indians of this inning, the first 4 hits of the game for Hayes High. Waddell, the sophomore third baseman, awaits the Willison pitch. Emma's delivery is up high, and from 1-2 to 3-2, Waddell again goes to a full pitch counts against Emma Willison. Buhler still leads 7-4, but you feel like the momentum slowly starting to shift in the favor of the Indians. They were still down by 3. Indians, victims of 4 of their own errors in the first 2 innings. We're down 7-0. Pitch on the way to Waddell. That one right back up the middle. Almost hit Altman, who was running from second to third. 5 consecutive hits to open up the third inning. Altman's held at third. It's a single for Waddell. Runners at the corners, and the tying run comes to the plate. Brianna Harmon. The ball almost took outs. Macy Altman running from second to third.
Now batting for Hayes, number 33.
Brianna Harmon reached on an error in the second, and up until this inning had been Hayes High's solo run. Runners at the corners for Harmon, who takes a pitch, 1-0, stealing second on a no-throw, Madeline Waddell. Harmon's run in the second inning, her 12th of the season. She bats .444 with runners in scoring position, has 6 extra base hits, 5 doubles, and a triple. Willison to work the 1-0 to Brianna Harmon, the Indians' first baseman. Bounces in, gets away from the catcher. That's going to score a run. Altman will score on the slide. Scoring going to third is going to be Waddell, and the Indians get within 2 runs at 7-5. So Altman scores on the wild pitch. Waddell to third. It is 2-0 to Brianna Harmon, with first and second now open. Harmon, a .417 hitter. Second on the team this year, 25 hits, 31 now in her career, having a bit of a breakout sophomore season. Pitch on the way, that hit her. That is the second time that Harmon's been hit this year. She'll jog to first. And as a team, it's the 11th time Hayes High's been hit. The pitcher for Buhler, Emma Willison, that is hit batter number 11 on the year. The go-ahead run now comes to the plates in the form of Jasa Wickers. Still nobody out in the third. The first 6 have reached. Single, single, double, double, single, and hit batter. Jasa Wickers grounded out in the second. With runners in scoring position this year, Jasa is batting .419, well above her .338 season average. Pitch away, 1-0. Indians trying to climb out of a 7-0 deficit after an inning and a half. Now down 7-5, 4 across in this inning. Nobody out in the bottom of the third. The pitch to Wickers, and she hammers it left center field, and it's off the fence. Harmon is going to move from first to third. It's a stand-up double for Jasa Wickers, who missed giving the Indians the lead by about 1.5 feet. Wickers with a double. Scoring is the Indians' Waddell, and the Hayes High Indians are within a run at 7-6. Timeout going to be called by the Crusaders. For Wickers, double number 3, RBI number 18 on the season. Harmon moved to third, and off the bat from Wickers, it looked like it was going to give Hayes High the lead. Runners at second and third represent the go-ahead, the tying and go-ahead run with nobody out in the third. The first 7 have all reached. 6 of them via hits, 1 of them a hit batter, and Mackenzie Fagan comes to the plate with a chance to tie and maybe even give the Indians the lead. We have a pitching change first. We do. A pitching change for Buhler. And the new pitcher is going to be Haley Miller. 6 1/3 innings pitched this year. In those 6 innings, 17 hits, 19 runs, 17 earned. That's an 18.70 ERA. She has walked 14 and struck out 1. The new shortstop will be Emma Willison. The new pitcher is going to be Haley Miller. So the book mostly closed on Emma Harshberger. She will go 2 innings.
All right, ladies, here we go.
Harshberger gives up 6 runs so far. She's responsible for the 2 on base. On 6 hits, she did not walk anybody, struck out 1.
Batting for the Indians, Mackenzie Fagan.
And Mackenzie Fagan comes to the plate to face the new pitcher, Haley Miller, who was the shortstop. First pitch misses. It is 0-1. Indians tying run is Rihanna Harmon at third. Go-ahead run, Jasa Wickers at second with nobody out in the third. Pitch on the way from Miller. Fagan swings underneath. It's 1-1. Fagan drove in the Indians' only run until this inning, a sacrifice fly in the second. For Fagan, it was RBI number 18 on the year. Now tied with Wickers 18 after Wickers' RBI double. Pitch misses from Miller, 2-1. Haley Miller was the shortstop. Now the pitcher. Pitch on the way, high, 3-1. Base is open. The new shortstop for Buhler is Paige Staggs. 3-1 to Fagan. Pitch on the way. She takes the walk, and the bases are loaded for the 9th hitter of the inning with nobody out, Cheyenne Shoemaker. That is the first time the Indians have walked in the game and nowhere to put. Cheyenne Shoemaker, the Indians' designated player, struck out in the second. Pitch on the way, high to Shoemaker, 1-0. Nobody out in the third. The Indians have scored 5, there's 3 aboard. Runners at third and second, still the responsibility of the starter, Emma Hirschberger. Pitch on the way, inside to Shoemaker. 2-0. The pitcher, Haley Miller, in her 6 1/3, has hit 2 batters. As a staff, this team had hit 21 entering the game, 22 including today, and it's 3-0 to the batter, Cheyenne Shoemaker. With a walk, she ties the game. Shoemaker from the right side, slightly open stance. Designated player will take a strike, 3-1. Taking the whole way, not a bad idea with a pitcher who has walked 14 and struck out 1 in 6 innings. Bases loaded for Shoemaker. Nobody out in the third. The Indians have struck for 5. Chopper in front of the mound. Miller up with it. She'll go home. Now the throw to first in time and a double play. The double play goes 1, 2, 4. Correction, 1, 2, 3.
Now batting for the lady.
The Indians have the tying run still at third as Wickers moved over to third. Moving to second was Mackenzie Fagan as Brooke Denning comes to the plate. She got all of this started with a single. This is batter number 10 of the inning. Pitch on the way to Denning. Takes, and it's 2-0. Indians with 6 hits in the inning. 2 outs after the double play. As Haley Miller entered the game, pitch on the way to Denning, left center field, and that is going to be up against the fence. That's going to give the Indians the lead. Denning, a 2 RBI double, has the Indians up for the first time, 8-7. Denning with a pair of hits in the inning, and the Hayes High Indians have their first lead, 8-7, with 2 outs in the bottom of the third.
Now batting for Hayes, number 20, Cassidy Pro.
And that'll bring up Cassidy Pro, who singled earlier in this inning, and she pops one up on the right side. The second baseman on to make the catch, but the damage is done. The Indians strike for 7. They lead by a run, 8-7 after 3 complete at the regional tournament in Buhler on 96.9 KFIX.
The Lady Indians score 7 runs on...
All right, Amy, I want the Altman 2 RBI double.
No errors by the Crusaders.
I want the Wickers RBI double and the Denning 2 RBI double.
Indians 8.
Awesome.
Follow through on your throw. Walk through it.
The Hayes High Indians finally break through in the third inning. They are up for 7 runs on 7 hits. They leave just 1 stranded, and the Hayes High Indians lead now 8-7.
Leading off for the Lady Crusaders here in the top of the 4th inning.
All told,
Number 14.
7 runs given up by Emma Hirschberger, the starter. The go-ahead run was charged to Haley Miller, who is now on the hook for the loss. Back out pitching is Jason Wickers with the lead for the first time to Riley Darling, who is 1 for 2 with a strikeout, a 2 RBI single, and she fouls one away, 1-1. Top of the 4th, Indian softball from Buhler, brought to you by Next Tech, Steel Fabrications, and Edward Jones, Daryl Jeff, and Linda Seibel. Pitch on the way from Wickers, chopped to the third base side, Waddell up with it, she'll throw across the diamond in time, and there's 1 away. Indians, the victims of 4 of their own errors, spotted Buhler 7 runs. Buhler did not score in the third, the only inning they have not scored in so far. Wickers bounces a pitch in, 1-0 to Briley Tufel, the third baseman. who's 0 for 2, reaching on an error in the second. The error also brought in 2 runs, called strike to Tufel 1-1. Tufel 0 for 2 today. She also flew out to center field back in the first. She bats for a 3rd time in 4 innings. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. 2-1. Winner of this game in the championship takes on either Abilene or McPherson, the 2 and 3 seeds. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Down on strikes is Briley Tufel for the first time. First strikeout for relief pitcher Jasa Wickers.
Now batting for the
Brings up Kelsey Hilger.
Kelsey Hilger.
Hilger 1 for 2 today, reaching on an error, then hitting safely in the second, stealing a base, and then being stranded at third. Pops one up. That is going to get fouled just behind the scorer's table, and it's 0-1. Indian softball brought to you by Discount Siding, Insurance Planning, High Plains Farm Credit, and High Plains Roofing. Indians lead 8-7 after a 7-run bottom of the third. Pitch thrown to Hilger inside 1-1. For Hilger, it was hit number 7 on the season in her previous at-bat. This one almost hits her. And that's 2-1. Jasa Wickers in her 12th appearance this year in the circle. It is her 2nd relief appearance, 5-4 with a 5.28 ERA. Opponents batting .283 off the Indian junior. Has thrown 58 and a third innings this year. Pitch inside 3-1. For Wickers, it is now 160 career innings with a year remaining. Brown, the starter, had thrown 115 innings coming into today. Of course, that is also with a year missed because of injury. And Hilger walks on a 3-1 pitch count. Hilger, by the way, walks for just the 4th time this year. Is the 2nd time the Crusaders have been aboard via a walk after just 25 on the year. Emma Hirschberger comes to the plate. Hirschberger drove in a run on a sacrifice fly and has struck out looking. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. 0-1. 1 away, correction, 2 away in the top of the 4th. 1 in the first, 6 in the second for Buhler, none in the third. Pitch on the way, that one low, 1-1. For the Indians, nothing in the first, 1 in the second, 7 in the third. If you like trends, that would lead you to believe the Indians are trending in the correct direction after being down 7-0. Pitch on the way, Hilger puts it on the ground to the second baseman Pro, up with it, easy throw to first, and the inning is over. After the top half of the 4th, Hayes High leads at the regional tournament in Buhler 8-7 on 96.9 KFIX.
Eagle Communications is your ultimate business partner. We provide business class phone with customizable features and fast, reliable internet. Your knowledgeable team at Technology Solutions has a broad base of IT services to meet your needs. Let the experts at Marketing Solutions get your message to the right people on the best platforms. The only piece missing is your business. Call Eagle Communications today at 877-61-EAGLE.
Dang, that's hot.
No, that's only in cold weather for me. I'm old.
That's all the time for me.
Leading off in the bottom of the 4th with the Lady Indians.
Indian softball is brought to you by State Glass Company, Lewis Automotive Group, and Roof Masters. Hayes High to the plates with an 8-7 lead. And it'll be the top of the order. Caitlin Brown to lead off the 4th after the Indians put 11 to the plate in the 3rd, scoring 7 runs and grabbing their first lead of the game. Pitch on the way to Miller, or from Miller to Brown, is a strike, 0-1. Caitlin Brown has not faced Miller as of yet. An RBI double in that 7-run 3rd. Brown 1 for 2, takes High 1-1. For Caitlin, that was double number 11 on the season to lead this team far and away. Puts one on the dirt to the shortstop. Stags up with it, threw it away. It's an error, and Brown will move to second. Error number 4 on the game for Buhler brings up Macy Altman. With Brown at second, Altman a 2 RBI double in the third. Altman with the 2 runs driven in, gives her 15 on the year, puts one past the third baseman and up the left field line. Moving to third is going to be Caitlin Brown. It's a 2-hit game for Macy Altman. Hit number 19, make that 20 on the season. Runners at the corners for Madeline Waddell. Waddell a single, a stolen base, and a run scored in the third. The Indians did not have a hit until the third, and then they recorded 7. Waddell turns, shows bunt, pulls back, taking second on a no-throw, Macy Altman. Altman steal number 7 on the year. Hayes High trying to come back from a 7-0 deficit, now up 8-7. Pitch on the way to Altman, a smash right at Coach Erin Wagner. She limbos out of the way, and it's 0-2 on Madeline Waddell. Waddell on the year, a .377 hitter. Her hit in the third gives her 24 in her first varsity campaign. Pitch on the way, the 0-2, hit well left field. Is going to twist foul, though, and remains 0-2. The Indians' first 7 reached, 8 reached in the third inning before an out. In the fourth, the first 2 have reached. It's 0-2 to Madeline Waddell from Haley Miller. The pitch hits the batter, and they're going to say that Waddell stepped into the pitch. So Waddell will have to head back to the plate. Waddell has been hit 3 times this year, for the record. The 0-2 on the way. High, 1-2. It goes as a dead ball.
That's strike 3 there. That's strike 3 on that previous one, isn't it?
And the Buhler crowd wanting it to be strike 3 when Waddell went into it. Instead, she'll pop one up. Center field. McLean on to make the catch for the first out of the inning. And now a delayed run by Brown, moving from third to home. The center fielder, McLean, never threw it in. She just kind of held it. Brown took off initially after tagging up, and it scores a run. It goes as a sacrifice fly for Waddell. Brown makes it 9-7. 1 out for Rihanna Harmon. Reached on an error and scored. Was hit by a pitch in the third. Pulls back on the bat, 1-0 in the fourth. She was left stranded. Correction, Harmon was part of that double play back in the third inning. 2-0 to Harmon. Hayes High with a 2-run lead, their largest of the game thus far. Pitch for Miller. Harmon eyes it across, 3-0. Runner at third, Altman, 1 out in the fourth. Hayes with 1 in the second, 7 in the third. The 7 in the third gave them the lead after being down 7-0 after an inning and a half. Pitch on the way from Miller. That's high, and a 4-pitch walk to Rihanna Harmon, who's aboard for a 3rd time in the game, now with runners at the corners for Jasa Wickers. An RBI double in the third, and she missed a home run for the lead by about a 1.5 feet. Runners at the corners for Wickers. Hitting .419 with runners in scoring position. Pitch in low. She wanted to swing, but held back. Throw to third, not in time. 1-0. Wickers 1 for 2 today. The double in the third was her 3rd of the season and 11th of her career. 18th RBI this season, number 50 in her 3 years on varsity, taking third on a no-throw, Rihanna Harmon. 1 out in the fourth. The Indians up 9-7. Coach Aaron Wagner calls the play from the third base coach's box. Into Jason Wickers. Left foot stands right on the chalk at the front of the batter's box, puts it on the ground towards the shortstop, who bobbles, and that will be an error. Second error of the inning on Buhler, 5th of the game. If scores a run, Altman comes in from third after the bobble. Harmon remains as second. Time is called, and we may end up with another pitching change. We will. Emma Hirschberger coming back in to pitch, it would appear, for the Crusaders. We step aside, back in a minute. This is Hayes High Indian softball leading 10-7 on 96.9 KFIX.
It's time to explore the great indoors,
Grandpa, you know how to play this game?
where snacks are shared with smiles,
Really? Another romantic comedy, Sarah?
and family time comes first.
Movie night is my favorite night.
Explore the great indoors with Eagle Communications with TV and internet starting at $84.99 for 2 years.
We're back in to pitch for a second time for the Buhler Crusaders. The Crusaders starting pitcher had gone 2 innings to start the game. 6 hits, 7 runs. She's back in now after Haley Miller goes an inning and a third.
Emma Willison. Number 1, Haley
Emma Willison, I kept saying Hirschberger, Emma Willison. So Haley Miller back to the plate, or back to the circle as Mackenzie Fagan comes up to bat with runners at first and second and hits it into shallow right center field. That'll land for a hit. And runners load the bases in the fourth with 1 out for Cheyenne Shoemaker, who bats for a second time in this game with the bases loaded. Mackenzie Fagan's first hit of the afternoon, bringing up Cheyenne Shoemaker, who hit into a double play in the third. Indians with 3 more here in the fourth lead 10-7. 1 out in the fourth, and the Indians facing Willison again. Pitch on the way. It's a popper to the shortstop, and just back in time is Wickers at second base. The Indians nearly hit into a second double play. So 2 outs for Brooke Denning. Denning has been to the plate twice, both in the third inning. A single and a run scored and a 2 RBI double. Bases loaded for Denning, who takes outside 1-0.
Now batting for Hayes, number 20.
Denning with the double in the third. It's her 4th of the year. It's hit number 14 and 15 overall. Bases loaded for the sophomore. Stands back in the batter's box. Pitch on the way. That one put on to the shortstop. Miller throws to first in time. The Indians strand the bases loaded. They add 2 to their total. 10-7 Hayes High after 4. This is Hayes High Indian softball.
For choosing to style Classic Quality Body Shop.
Classic Quality Body Shop has had the pleasure of serving this area since 1984. Much like a sports team, Shelton and his team have worked hard, grown together, and followed the playbook of taking care of customers to become one of the most highly regarded body shops in the area. Support your local team, whether on the field or when choosing who you do business with.
Thank you for choosing to style Classic Quality Body Shop.
See their ad in the Next Tech directory.
Good morning.
Everyone in Hayes says you can clean anything, so can you get this tough stain out?
Grape jelly, we can get that out.
Wow, you guys really are good.
Master Cleaners in Hayes offers a variety of services including dry cleaning, alterations, laundry, tuxedo rentals, and free pickup and delivery.
This is Eagle TV.
Move on to the top of the 5th inning. Jason Wickers out warming up as the Indians lead 10-7 in the 5th. Hayes has now scored in 3 consecutive innings. 1 in the second, 7 in the third, and 2 in the fourth. Buhler has gone scoreless in each of the last 2 innings. Jason Wickers working in relief of Caitlin Brown. Indian softball brought to you by Shelter Insurance agent Dustin Shoemaker, Adams Brown, Barron and Ball, and Classic Quality Body Shop. Hayes High, the #1 seed of this regional tournament at 10-10. The official seeding is 9-9, but because of the early seedings done last Wednesday, Hayes had not played Andover Central. They split with them. Maggie McLean leads off the inning. The center fielder takes high, 1-0. She's 0 for 2, having faced each pitcher. She was the first and last out of the second inning. Swing and a miss, 1-1. McLean 0 for 2, now 10 for 42 on the season. Indians have given up 5 hits, 4 runs, a well-hit ball, but Brooke Denning back and can't make the snow cone catch. Misjudged it off the bat, and it goes over the fence for a ground rule double. McLean with her 8th double of the season, far and away leading the Crusaders. So leadoff runner aboard for the Crusaders for the first time since the first inning. Strike thrown to Garcia, 0-1. Isabella Garcia, 2 for 2. She had 5 hits in 30 at-bats prior to this game. Puts one on the ground. Pro, the second baseman, up with it. Throws to first in time on a close play. And there's one away. McLean moves over to third. Hayes High by 3, 10-7, but this all after being down 7-0.
Batting for the Lady Crusaders.
4 errors, 2 in each the first and second, leading and helping out to the 7-run deficit. Brings up Kaylin Lindblom, the right fielder. Pitch on the way. The freshman swings and misses, 0-1. She's 0 for 2 today. Did reach on a fielder's choice and scored in the second. Stole a base as well. Abilene and McPherson, the 2-3 seed, to do battle next in the second semifinal. Abilene at 6-14. McPherson at 4-16. Pitch to Lindblom, misses, 1-1. Runner at third. Maggie McLean led off the inning with a double. Lindblom fouls one back into the concrete, 1-2. Indian baseball tomorrow will be at home, hosting regionals, playing Buhler. That'll be the second of the semifinals, the first one between McPherson and Abilene, McPherson and Ulysses. Now a swing and a miss. Strike 3 on Lindblom. It is the second strikeouts by Wickers, and then the screaming that you heard from the Buhler fans was because on a throw to third, the ball got away from Waddell, and the Buhler crowd wanted McLean to run. McLean had to dive back in, and there really wasn't a chance. Emma Willison, the pitcher, back to the plate, 0-1 as she takes. She's been aboard twice, walked in the second and scored, reached on a fielder's choice in the third. Pitch on the way. Willison late on the swing, fouls it out of play right side. 2 away in the top of the 5th. Indians lead 10-7. They have scored 10 consecutive runs after giving up 7 consecutive runs. The 0-2 on the way from Wickers. Popped up right side. The second baseman Pro underneath of it, and the inning is over. A third consecutive 0 put up onto the scoreboard by the Hayes Indian defense. And after 4.5 innings, it's Hayes 10, Buhler 7 from the regional tournament in Buhler. This is Hayes High Indian softball.
No runs, no hits, 1 error.
Lifetime Dental Care is devoted to helping you, your family, and friends achieve your healthiest and brightest smile. They are now accepting new patients. Call 625-7969 to schedule your appointment. They know every person's dental needs are unique, and that is why they offer you a comprehensive selection of treatment options in a comfortable and caring atmosphere. Dr. Lowe and his dental team want you to enjoy your visit. Lifetime Dental Care, accepting new patients. Call 625-7969 or see them at lifetimedentalcare.com.
Hi, I'm Gary Shorman, President and CEO of Eagle Communications, a 100% employee-owned company. I'd like to personally thank you for selecting Eagle for your internet, television, and telephone service. By choosing Eagle, you're choosing to keep your dollars local with a company that reinvests back in your community. Let's make this a great year for your community. Check us out at eaglecom.net. Eagle Communications, our community connected.
This is Eagle TV.
20, Cassidy Pro.
10-7 Hayes to the home half of the fifth here at the regional tournament in Buhler at Wheatland Park. Beautiful facility for the Buhler School District. It is Cassidy Pro to the plate. She's the only player not to bat in the sixth. Takes a strike 0-1. She batted twice in the third inning where Hayes scored 7 runs. A single and a pop out. She's 1 for 2 with a run scored. The pitch on the way to the second baseman hits Pro. No lean in on that one as the second Indian hit by a pitch. Pro is hit for the second time this year. That brings up the top of the order, Caitlin Brown. Brown 1 for 3. She has scored 2 runs. RBI double in the third, reached on an error and scored in the fourth on the sacrifice fly from Madeline Waddell. Pitch on the way outside. Pro keeps an eye on it, but Hilger does a good job of sliding to her left and keeping the ball in play. 1-0 to Brown, who bats a team high 453 this year. Indian softball brought to you by Uber driver Jenny Atwell, Midwest Construction, Hertz Rent-A-Car, and Eagle Technology Solutions. Swing and a miss by Brown, 1-1. Throw to first after Pro got a fairly sizable lead, dives back in time. Indians did not score in the first. They've scored in every inning since. 1 in the second, 7 in the third to take the lead, 2 in the fourth to make it a 3-run advantage for the Indians. Dressed in their home white jerseys, black pants. Pitch on the way over the head of Brown. And it's 2-1. Hayes High trying to make the tournament championship, where they'd face off either against Abilene or McPherson. Emma Willison on for a second time to work in this game. The righty fires and is hit right back to her. Double play ball, throw to first in time. Soft line drive off the bat of Caitlin Brown. It goes 1-3 on the double play. And there's 2 away in the fifth for Macy Altman. That is 2 double plays turned by Buhler, and they narrowly had a third back in the fourth. So Macy Altman up with nobody on. She's 2 for 3, a double and a single. This one at her feet, 1-0. Altman has driven in a run, scored twice, stolen a base, 2 for 3 overall, and some shade thanks to a cloud overhead here at Wheatland Park Sports Complex. 4 fields. That sports bond we were talking about also added a track. Redid the track around the football field, did some extra work there. Now Macy Altman puts a charge in one, right center field, and this is up against the fence. A second extra base hit for Altman. She has 3 hits, a second double in the game, and the Hayes High Indians have a runner in scoring position for Madeline Waddell. Oh, the Indians have had several today bounce up against the fence. That one off the bat of Macy Altman. Now Madeline Waddell to the plate. 1 for 2 today. A run scored, a sacrifice fly, and a stolen base. Her hit came in that 7-run third where the Indians put 11 to the plate. Pitch from Willison on the way, and it's taken 1-0. Waddell with RBI number 10 on the season in the previous inning. Pitch from Waddell inside, almost hit her, gets away from the catcher for a moment, and moving to third is Macy Altman. Pitch count in the favor of Waddell, 2-0. Indians 10-10 on the season, split with Andover Central last Tuesday at home, winning the second game of the doubleheader 12-9. Pitch from Willison, the 2-0 is hit towards center field. McLean on, cannot make the catch. It'll land safely for a single. RBI number 2 on the day for Madeline Waddell. Makes it 11-7 as Altman jogs in from third to score. And that will bring up Rihanna Harmon.
Now batting for the Lady Indians, number 33, Rihanna Harmon.
Rihanna Harmon today up for a 4th time. She has been aboard all 3 times, an error, hit by pitch, and a walk. Pitch on the way to Harmon, chops it off the plate, and it hits off the helmet of catcher Kelsey Hilger. It hit the plate, bounced up in the air, and then off the top of the helmet of Hilger. It was a soft hit. We're not going to be in concussion protocol by any stretch of the imagination on that one. Harmon at the plate. The 0-1 high, and a good job by Hilger to keep that in play. With a runner at first, Madeline Waddell, she drives in RBI number 11 on the year, her 2nd run of the day. Good friend Trent Sanchez getting set up beside us, the Abilene broadcaster, directly behind home plate. We are just shaded left of the home plate towards the 3rd base line. Pitch on the way to Harmon. That's on the ground underneath the pitcher's glove, but the shortstop, Haley Miller, on to make the play. The side is retired. But the Indians add a run. They're up by 4, 11-7 after 5 complete here on Hayes High Indian Softball.
For choosing the style, classic quality body shop.
Classic Quality Body Shop has had the pleasure of serving this area since 1984. Much like a sports team, Shelton and his team have worked hard, grown together, and followed the playbook of taking care of customers to become one of the most highly regarded body shops in the area. Support your local team, whether on the field or when choosing who you do business with.
Thank you for choosing the style, classic quality body shop.
See their ad in the Next Tech directory.
Good morning.
Everyone in Hayes says you can clean anything. So can you get this tough stain out?
Grape jelly, we can get that out.
Wow, you guys really are good.
Master Cleaners in Hayes offers a variety of services including dry cleaning, alterations, laundry, tuxedo rentals, and free pickup and delivery.
This is Eagle TV.
To the top of the 6th inning, Jasa Wickers on in relief of Caitlin Brown. She came in after an inning in a 3rd from Brown, and Caitlin was struggling to get it by the hitters of Buhler. Buhler was doing a good job of putting it in play, but Indian defense not helping out behind her. 4 Indian errors helped lead to 7 runs, but Wickers has been on since. Right now, the Indians have scored 11 consecutive runs. It's 11-7, 3 zeros put up in a row by the Crusaders. And at the plate, Haley Miller for a 4th time. Takes one over her head, 1-0. Miller today 1 for 3. She has reached on an error, a single, and scored 2 times. Now a grounder to the 3rd baseman, and on the chop of the ball, in foul territory, Waddell has the ball go off of her, and it's foul. And it's 1-1. Miller opened the game with a bunt ride that the Indians did not successfully throw out at first base. Now chopper right side, Pro up with it, underhands to first in time, 1 away. Indians have also settled in defensively much better after a rough first 2 innings. 11-7 Hayes, top of the 6th. Indians looking for win number 11 on the season. Pitch on the way to Riley Darling. Is low and away, 1-0. Hayes High has seen Darling drive in 2 runs on a single in the 2nd. Pitch on the way, called strike, 1-1. Darling has struck out once as well. She's 1 for 3. Indian baseball at home tomorrow against Buhler. Ulysses and McPherson have game number 1 at 2 o'clock. Hope you can join us out at Hayes High School. If not, you can listen on 96.9 KFIX and watch on HayesPost.com. Riley Darling fouls one away, 1-2. Top of the 6th, pitch on the way, is it to left field, and on to try to make the catch on her knees. Sliding is going to be Caitlin Brown, and there's 2 away.
our baseball teams in Baldwin.
Congratulations to the Hayes High golf team, qualifying for state for a 10th consecutive year and winning their 6th consecutive regional championship. Trajan McCray, a 6-time winner this year. The individual champion in Hutchinson just down the road. Strike to Tufel, 0-1. Tufel 0 for 3 today, reaching on an error in the seconds and scoring a run. Pitch on the way from Wickers outside. Fagan goes and gets it 1-1. The Indian soccer team, a 2-0 win yesterday over Augusta. Moving on in the regional tournament, they traveled to Mulvane on Thursday. Pitch on the way, fouled away by Tufel, 1-2. Savannah Schneider scored a goal yesterday in the home win in the regional tournament. Allison Schubert scored as well. Indians in Mulvane on Thursday. And congratulations to the Indian graduates over the weekend. Pitch low and inside, 2-2 to Tufel. The track team will be in Clay Center on the 18th for regionals. Popped up on the infield, is not going to get over the fence though as it goes to foul territory, still 2-2. Indians will be in Clay Center against Abilene, Atchison, Baser Linwood, Bonner Springs, Chapman, Concordia, Holton, Kansas City Piper, Marysville, Jefferson West, Rock Creek, Tonganoxie, Topeka Hayden, and Wamego in the regional track meet. 2-2 on the way. That's hit sharply left side through the hole. A 2-out single. First hit for Briley Tufel.
What were you going to ask? I'm sorry.
What are the other two teams?
And it'll be Kelsey Hilger coming to the plates.
Probably Ottawa.
Hilger today is 1 for 2.
18, Kelsey Hilger.
Hilger with a single and stolen base in the second, that 6-run second for Buhler. Pitch called strike, 0-1. Hilger has also walked and reached on an error. She's been aboard 3 times. The catcher in from the right side, swipes her bat in the dirt, pops it up high on the infield. Foul territory. On to make the catch is Waddell in the third base coach's box, and that will be the inning. After the top half of the 6th, Hayes High 11, Buhler 7 from the regional tournament in Buhler. This is Hayes High Indian softball.
Lifetime Dental Care is devoted to helping you, your family, and friends achieve your healthiest and brightest smile. They are now accepting new patients. Call 625-7969 to schedule your appointment. They know every person's dental needs are unique, and that is why they offer you a comprehensive selection of treatment options in a comfortable and caring atmosphere. Dr. Lowe and his dental team want you to enjoy your visit. Lifetime Dental Care, accepting new patients. Call 625-7969 or see them at lifetimedentalcare.com.
Hi, I'm Gary Shorman, President and CEO of Eagle Communications, a 100% employee-owned company. I'd like to personally thank you for selecting Eagle for your internet, television, and telephone service. By choosing Eagle, you're choosing to keep your dollars local with a company that reinvests back in your community. Let's make this a great year for your community. Check us out at eaglecom.net. Eagle Communications, our community connected.
This is Eagle TV.
Hayes High up 11-7. The final batter of the top half of the 6th was the catcher Hilger, so it takes a little extra time to get going here on a day with a few clouds starting to settle in over Wheatland Park. Beautiful facility here. We were here last year for the regional baseball tournament when Hayes High upset a couple of state-ranked teams, Buhler and McPherson, and moved on to the state tournament. Baseball will be at home tomorrow to take on the same 4 teams. 4 years, the same regional teams. Same as the regional teams from baseball, or from basketball. Ulysses, Hayes, Buhler, McPherson. All of that changes next year. 4A goes the way of 5 and 6A. 1 division. Not only that, they will be seeding everybody from 1 through 16. Jason Wickers to the plate. Takes a strike from Willison, 0-1. Wickers 1 for 3 today. RBI double in the third, just missed a 3-run home run, scored a run, and that's 7-run third for the Indians. Now she hits one at the second baseman. Up with it is Darling, and Wickers is down 4-3. Now to the plate, Mackenzie Fagan batting for a fourth time. 1 for 1 today for Fagan.
Now batting for Hayes.
Sacrifice fly in the second, drove in a run, walked in the third, stranded at the end of that inning, singled in the fourth, stranded in that inning as well. Indians lead by 4, 11-7. Pitch on the way in the dirt to the left, and it's ball 1. Indians with 11 hits for their 11 runs, 5 Buhler errors. Indians have left 5 on base. Now 3 of those was in the previous inning with the bases loaded. That was actually in the 4th as we work now the 6th inning. Fagan from the right side, the Indians catcher, little popper right side. It's foul by about 2 feet as it hits the grass and rolls away 1-1. Buhler 0-20 this year. Their closest game, a 10-9 loss to Clearwater and a 6-3 loss to Wellington. It's a 4-run game, one of their closer ones of the year. They were up 7-0, but Hayes has scored 11 in a row. They have scored in 4 consecutive innings. 1 out in the 6th. Fagan takes a high strike, 1-2. The postseason for Kansas State High School Activities Association has 3 umpires in softball and baseball, so 1 up each the first and third baseline along with the umpire behind the plate. The 1-2 on the way, that high, 2-2. Fagan with the hit in this ball game gives the catcher 56 in her career, 24 on the season. As a team, the Indians batting .321, now with 190 hits on the year. The 2-2 to Fagan, that one to the shortstop. Miller up with it. She will throw to first in time. And Fagan sat down 6-3. That'll bring up Cheyenne Shoemaker, the designated player. Hayes High has not gone scoreless since the first inning. They scored 1 in the second, 7 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth. Mentioned Buhler 0-20 this year. Their opponents have scored in double figures in all but 4 games, and Hayes High has kept it that way. The pitch from Willison to Shoemaker, high, 1-0. Shoemaker, a tough day at the plate, 0 for 3. A strikeouts, hit into a double play, and then a line drive out to the shortstop that was narrowly a double play on a throw to second. 0 for 3. Pitch to Shoemaker, comes inside. She backs out of the way, 2-0. Hayes High trying to move back above 500 for the first time since they were 3-2 following a loss to Mays. Indians started the year at 3-0, then lost 5 consecutive. They have not had a record above 500 since. Pitch on the way, high, 3-0. The Indians were 5-9 after being swept by Garden City, 5-1 and 8-1. Then won 4 in a row over Sacred Hearts out of Salina, TMP, and 2 against Liberal, then split with Andover Central. Hayes winners in 5 of their last 6. A called strike. Oh, no, ball to Shoemaker. Shoemaker waited in the box a while. She wanted to make sure that it was indeed a walk. Shoemaker aboard for the first time, and Brittany Park will come on and run. For Shoemaker, Park the right fielder after all of the changes in the field earlier. That'll bring up Brooke Denning, as she has had an impact in today's ball game. Denning with the go-ahead base hit, scoring 2 runs in the third. A single and a double. She's 2 for 3, a run scored, and as we mentioned, 2 driven in for Denning. 15 hits on the year now, 11 runs driven in. She has scored 10. Had a great freshman year. Now she pops one up right field, and that'll be the inning. The Indians do not score for the first time since the first, but they can put things away here in the 7th. Going to the top half of the 7th, Hayes leads 11-7 in the first round of regionals. From Buhler, this is Hayes High Indian Softball.
For choosing the style, classic, quality, body shop.
Classic Quality Body Shop has had the pleasure of serving this area since 1984. Much like a sports team, Shelton and his team have worked hard, grown together, and followed the playbook of taking care of customers to become one of the most highly regarded body shops in the area. Support your local team, whether on the field or when choosing who you do business with.
Thank you for choosing the style Classic Quality Body Shop.
See their ad in the Next Tech directory.
Good morning.
Everyone in Hayes says you can clean anything. So can you get this tough stain out?
Grape jelly, we can get that out.
Wow, you guys really are good.
Master Cleaners in Hayes offers a variety of services including dry cleaning, alterations, laundry, tuxedo rentals, and free pickup and delivery.
This is Eagle TV.
To pick up the win as a relief pitcher today, trying to get win number 6 on the year and 14 of her career. She has a 4-run lead, 11-7, as Emma Hirschberger, the left fielder, comes to the plate in the top of the 7th. Hirschberger 0 for 2, a sacrifice fly, RBI, and a line drive out on the first pitch. Rihanna Harmon scoops it up off the dirt. There's one away. The Indians were down in this game by the score of 7-0. They have fought back with 11 in a row. Strike thrown to McLean, 0-1. McLean a double in the 5th. Left stranded at 3rd. She's 1 for 3. 7 hits by the Crusaders today. Ball on the ground to Pro. 2-hopper, throw to first in time. And the Indians are 1 out away from advancing to the regional championship here in Buhler. Here comes Isabella Garcia. 2-hit day, 2 for 3. Scored a run in the 2nd. That 6-run second that had the Indians on the ropes. Pitch on the way, and it almost hits Garcia, 1-0. Indians, with a win, get either Abilene or McPherson. That game to be played, and then the championship around 6 o'clock tonight. Wickers fires, chops it off the plate. To the pitcher, Wickers bobbles, fields in time, and the inning is over. Hayes High scores 11 in a row after being down 7-0. After the first inning and a half, Buhler season ends at 0-21. Hayes High now 11-10. They will move on to the regional championship game either against Abilene or McPherson. For Hayes High Indian softball, I'm Dustin Armbruster.
To the championship game at 6 o'clock this evening versus the winner of Abilene and McPherson.
Yeah, that'd be fine. Go ahead and combine the last two. All righty. Yeah, and will you have those highlights this break, or do we need to take another one?